Hello everyone, this is Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls, and these are your June 2017 Angel Oracle card readings. For these readings this month, I will either be using the Angel Oracle deck by Ambika Waters or the Magdalene Oracle by Toni Carmine Salerno. And of course, for every sign, I will be pulling a card from the Healing Crystal Oracle by Rochelle Sharman. If you would like a personal reading with me, just go to my website at angelsouls444.com, the services page. If you would like to support me on Patreon, I always appreciate that, and that information is down below. And of course, I have the Archangel Michael course up, along with some other courses, how to perceive your angels, how to read cards, and then I also have videos on the year overview. Probably by the time most of you are going to be watching this video, it's quite possible that I will have the Archangel Gabriel course up on Gumroad as well. Again, all that information is down below. So let's get started. Hi there, Gemini. Let's see what's going on for you for June 2017. Let's see what you have coming up. Okay, I'm going to keep going here for a second, so just bear with me. I'm going to put the word relaxation out there because I'm getting this feeling of like, hey, I'm tired, but not like tired from feeling sad or being overworked, but just like, yeah, I'm chilling. So maybe you guys are taking a little time for yourselves. Maybe some of you will be going on vacation, which is well aspected. Yeah, and you're just like, you're in a place of acceptance this month. You're just sort of like, yeah, it is what it is. Whatever, you know. Or if you're going through something a little more serious than that, this might be accepting your part in whatever is happening. This might be acceptance, like, you know what, and I just said this to another sign, you know, things might not be perfect, but you're still going to be okay. Things don't have to be perfect for you to feel safe. And part of life is having the ups and downs. And, you know, part of life too is some days you will be accepted, right, by others. Other days, they might make you feel like you're unaccepted, like you don't have their validation. Either way, when you're solid within yourself, other people's acceptance of you doesn't matter. And I feel like that goes out to perhaps some of my younger viewers who, you know, maybe you're in high school, maybe you're in junior high, whatever. I just dropped the card on the floor. Sorry about that. At least I showed you already. Now I don't have to go get it. But to my younger viewers, if you're dealing with issues of acceptance, knowing that, you know what, if people don't get me, it's because they don't understand themselves. They don't understand how to connect into another human being. It's okay, all right? You know, you can always be your own best friend. Trust me on that one, okay? All right. So the next card, Magdalene. So Magdalene, every time this card comes up, first of all, I think it's a sign that you are absolutely supported and loved. And she's a definite force of divine feminine love. Okay, and when Magdalene shows up, we are reminded of, you know, things are not always what they seem, or watch the judgment, you know, or you might be feeling a little bit like the Magdalene character from the Bible. You know, people have this certain idea of you, and maybe that's not the case at all, you know. So watch this month too, you know, when you accept yourself, you kind of are able to go within and feel comfortable within, and you don't have to be subjected to other people's opinions of you so much, okay? I want to get a fuller story here because, yeah, acceptance, Magdalene, the Prophet. Let me sit with this for a second. Oh, they're wanting me to go ahead and pull the other card. Okay, let me get that. Christ consciousness. So a very like spiritual month for you guys, but a spiritual kind of cracking open that occurs because, you know, you're heeding some inner wisdom, some inner advice. Because the reason why I wanted to sit with this for a second was because it almost felt like you were being your own prophet. Now that's not to feed into anybody's delusions or anything like that, but, you know, really listening to your intuition, okay? And that wind's picking up. I swear, every afternoon here in Colorado, it starts, in the summertime, it starts to get cloudy and stormy. I don't know if it's supposed to storm. If it does, we'll hunker down together. But anyway, you'll hear that in the background. But the Prophet, the messages are coming from within you, right? So it could be coming from your spiritual team, through your higher consciousness, and you have to accept it. You have to accept the help of the message. And that could be like, hey, this isn't the right situation for you. Hey, you're all right. No, you didn't mess up your life. Okay, so you're 50 years old and you're just now realizing that you could have been getting, treated for something that, you didn't realize existed. Or, you could have been having a better quality of life. Maybe you could have stood up to that person sooner. Whatever the case may be. It's saying, don't do that. Everything happened just as it needed to, and you're in the perfect place at the right time. So whatever your individual message that will be coming up for you, it'll be a feeling, a knowing, and just sort of recognizing like, okay, I don't have to live in the darkness here. It's not to avoid it, okay, or go around judging people. My goodness, I've had firsthand experience with that because I didn't agree with what somebody else said. Oh my gosh, it's like a whole thing now. We're all getting out of our wisdom when we do that, right? So it's not about, I heard integrating, but we hear that a lot. That's been kind of a buzzword recently. So it's not about fighting other, right? Whoever you see as being outside of you. It's also not working for their approval. It's just kind of this acceptance and this acknowledgement like, okay, you are who you are and I am who I am. And you know what? I'm going to come into my wisdom and this is where you're heading with this. So a lot of the things that have been occurring, there might be some sense made of it this month where you're like, okay. So, and this card, whenever this comes up, especially with the Magdalene card, this is almost like divine masculine too, in a way. So having this balance of wisdom and power and your inner strength kind of coming up. Now, this doesn't feel like it gets, tied up in a neat little bow, right? Per se, it's sort of, things are kind of in pieces, but it's like organized chaos for you this month. And you might even enjoy it. You might even enjoy the process of, and it could be sort of an internal thing, if that makes sense. So, okay, I'm realizing this about myself. I'm realizing this about the situation. I don't really know what to do with it. I don't really know where I'm heading, and that's okay. All right, it's that kind of feeling. But let's get your crystal card here. Red Jasper, healthy boundaries. Wow. So really, this is kind of a cleanup month for you too. And again, please don't be one of those spiritual people. These are the people that as soon as I see them in a room, I turn around and I'll walk back out. I really do. The ones that are like, okay, I'm just trying to set a healthy boundary for myself right now. They learned a little bit about spirituality and now they're like off the rails with it. I don't know. Integrating into your existence. But they see everybody as a potential threat because they're going to threaten their energy or whatever. Notice the word healthy on here. We were talking about wisdom. All right, don't just read something in a book and mimic it. Live it. What is a healthy boundary for you? Maybe it is saying, you know what, no, I'm sorry, I can't sit around waiting all night for you to get on Skype because you're the one who wanted to Skype with me and now I'm here and now you're telling me you're going to be an hour late. Sometimes things come up. That's acceptable. When it's a person who does it as a pattern and they're always expecting you to wait on them, that's a power and control thing. And that's where you might want to speak up and have your healthy boundaries. But that's just one example. For some of you, it's with your kids. Having to set a healthy boundary with your kids. Maybe you've allowed them to call the shots too much, so on and so forth. But really, again, it's like having all these pieces, having these realizations, but you have all the power and the wisdom to face it. And it's in a nice, relaxed kind of way. It's not like, oh, I have to sit and force myself to meditate and I have to force myself to get through this. Blah, blah, blah. No, you're doing it in kind of a more natural way, which is lovely. So leave your comments down below about, especially as we get to mid-June, what your journey has been like for this month. And of course, as always, I'm sending you so much love. Have a beautiful, beautiful month and take care.